Based on the responses to the Q&A from Tampa Bay Innovation Center, we decided to put together an example use case that could be an interesting topic for the bootcamp. In this case, it's a surveillance drone planning application or prototype, and students will be using the techniques we will teach of advanced AI to build the prototype even without any advanced knowledge of Python programming. So let's advance to the next slide. Your client wants to develop an application that allows users to plan the route for a drone to survey a particular point of interest. It could be an address, a location, and the rule is it's in an urban area, and the drone should try to stay out of surveillance by adhering to as many local streets as possible. It should keep a particular distance away from the surveyed area. So, for example, stay 2,000 feet away from the object, and it should never cross its path, so it should be an optimized polygon shape. Before students get to put hand to code, we will take them through the planning portion of building a complete mature application. They will look at what ideation looks like. We'll bring in techniques such as design thinking. They will split into teams, and the teams will work on developing the concept and defining it. And then they will learn about a requirement document. This is a specific format. It's not your traditional waterfall. It's a project requirement document that will be used for what we call one-shot prompting in order to actually have AI write the code for them. We're not expecting to have students with advanced skills. Ideally, they should have some programming background so they can understand and know how to look at code, but they do not need to be experts in Python, which is the language that we will work in. One of the other skills that they will develop is how to break fix. So when the AI gives you code that doesn't give you what you want, how do you prompt the AI in order to change the code and get the functionality, again, without ever touching code, functions, actual programming? One of the things that we're contemplating is to have a field day. So this project will create a flight plan. If the school, the sponsoring school, or your facility, or one of the students in each of the team has a drone, it would be fun to have them take the flight plan that they build and further develop their application to be able to export it into a format that, let's say that they have a DJI drone, that the DJI drone can fly, and have them try that flight plan and take a video of the path that they had planned, their software had planned. Once they've created that special project requirement document, the one that you see here in the center, we will use that to create a scaffolding and an actual application. Nearly all of the codes will be built if students did a good job, and this is where they will have to iterate. They will learn what mistakes they introduced into the project requirements, or how to start modifying a complete code base from here on. We fast forward to show you the application complete. And here we took the address of the Innovation Center and we put in a partial address, and you can see that the code fixed the address to a fully qualified address, and it built a flight plan in this first case for a 3,000 foot radius around the point of interest, and then another one using a smaller circle of 1,000 feet. And then I think we are going to have another run with even a smaller radius, I think a 500 radius. And you can see that it is looking at the map and it's making the changes dynamically. And there are a lot of challenges that they will have to figure out along the way. Some of them are technical, but a lot of them are not technical. They have to do with usability and the end user experience. But it's a very exciting outcome. They will have a working application. walk away from this experience? First, they will have the satisfaction of having built a working full prototype, a demo of a concept, something that they can take to an investor or to a client and show, hey, we had an idea, we pitched you the idea, and here's what it could look like. We're going to get them to feel comfortable with prompt engineering concepts, things that will make the LLM that you're using, whether you're using it for a literary application or program and coding development, prompt engineering is one of the most important ways to kind of tame the LLM. They will get a real world experience of project management and how to work together in a team. It's something that we found most students struggle with a lot. And the employers will expect that students who come out of this bootcamp can work in their project environment so that they can be part of a team that's building larger and more complex applications. We will be lightly touching concepts in Python programming, and only just enough for them to be dangerous, just enough for them to understand code that gets created for them. We will talk about the redirection. So when you're using an IDE that builds code for you, how do you describe what you want to look differently? It may require you to understand the technical aspects of the development or a end user experience that you want to affect. And because of the responses you had in the RFP Q&A, we are enriching the course with geospatial services. So we're going to talk about OpenStreets and some packages and libraries such as static map and nominatim, which allow you to do address correction and fun things like that. And as you could see from the demo, a big portion here is giving them the experience of working with graphical images in a terminal-based application, which I think is a little counterintuitive. A lot of people think to jump right into a front-end, back-end development, and that's way too complex for a novice group of people. It's much more productive to show an end-to-end application that they can pull off with very little technical learning, relatively. This is the same code base used on my former employer, Cognizant. I looked up their address in Bangalore, India, and showing how this code works exactly the same. It's a scalable code. It works in any address anywhere in the world because of the way it was built and designed. It took me about an hour to build this app. It will take the entire 40 hours because we have to teach the participants a lot of the skills that bring you to the point of being able to create a prototype rapidly. And even if it ends up something that participants would take a few days or a week to create a working prototype, the skills that they will have are invaluable, and we've included for you an example of a write-up that I've provided my students in a similar course that I deliver at FDU University in New Jersey, which they have been using with employers to explain what are the skills that they acquired through this type of a practice.